In the bottom left-hand side of Last Refuge, very fittingly in Mouse Sports Red, the former Vice German champion is EnTe. In the upper right, spawning in yellow for France is KraV. There we go, there we go, there we go. We have a Fiend build order by KraV. I have not seen this in a long time.
It's straight Fiend builds. Really curious what hero this is going to be for. KraV is known for his funkiness, and that in itself is unconventional in Undead Mirror. I almost want to think that he's going to do this with the Crypt Lord, because that's his key hero that he's been using for such a long time, and he's been one of the best players at. But Crypt Lord Fiends in Undead Mirror?
Yeah, that would be quite something indeed. Maybe he's expecting a Lich and wants to counter this? I'm really not too sure. We see it here though. Crypt Lord Fiends it is.
Yeah, so the challenge with this is that your hero comes out so late, and then when you finally want to start creeping, the opponent's going to be in your face, and the threat of deathcore is still in creeps. Is going to be there. So his plan might just be to damage a lot of the creeps and then make sure that he finishes, you know, like most of them and don't get too many stolen to start leveling that Crypt Lord. And we saw he was actually pretty comfortable. Of course, he was with ghouls, but playing Crypt Lord on one base previously. So he's probably not going to want to expand here.
Yeah, must not be. He can, of course, maybe depending on how the early game goes and what he's expecting if EnTe is playing what he thinks he does. And if you survive the early game with the Crypt Lord Fiends, you can creep up a heavy storm once the threat of your opponent is gone.
Yeah, EnTe scouted this perfectly, by the way. Like, he saw that it was, you know, late altar, late hero. He kind of needs to double check now to make sure he knows it's a Crypt Lord, and then he gets to choose how aggressive he wants to be against this. He won't be there for the first camp being crept, but that also meant that he got to creep the consumable himself. He's going into Fiends behind this.
Yeah, especially on this map, the consumables here, amazing. This is another coil and a little bit of HP for the DK. With beetles, you constantly have a little bit of a threat on your first hero, and you don't really want to heal him up too early. KraV, after the little green, moves back, will not walk into EnTe.
He's gonna do Merchant second, maybe. He sees the Acolyte now. Okay, he was faking that he was going right. He's going back left.
And EnTe was following him.
I think he knows that EnTe will aim for him.
Acolyte down, but experience goes to the creeps. If a boulder flies here, it could be dangerous, but okay. This is, of course, one of the creeps that EnTe can't coil.
Yeah. That may have been the point of this creep route and this strategy. But it also looked like he wasn't necessarily planning on doing this, and then the creeps got pulled somehow. And he was like, alright, well, I guess I'll surround this guy and take it. And he gets a belt for it. Look at this.
That's good damage.
Crypt Lord, 950 hit points.
How are you ever supposed to kill this guy, Todd? Well, maybe I shouldn't ask you.
Wait, what do you mean?
Heard some tales about you and the Crypt Lord back in the day.
Bro, why are you gonna put me down like this? I'm trying to cast games.
More and more creeping, and this is what I mean. Like, if you have a couple of Fiends, you have so much damage from all your summons. Fiend do great damage, and EnTe has to do something here, but he's right on time. Oh, is he though?
Yeah, really well done by KraV. He knew that there was going to be a coil for sure if he didn't do that. But he has to kind of, you know, empty the clip and barely has any mana left now because of this. But he's so close to level 3 regardless.
KraV playing this very good with a lot of patience. Not overstepping, not being too wild. This Impale, I think, was necessary. Yes, it's a lot of mana, but he still has a little bit of mana left for new beetles if he needs to. The coil arrives a little too late as well. And that, wow, the entire camp goes to KraV.
Yeah, if he gets that last creep, that would be level 3 as well. And they cannot really follow. Look at how KraV is doing this. He's blocking the DK away. He's gonna get the steal though. Oh my god. KraV maybe could have blocked the DK escaping. That replenishment potion might have to be used in a second here, and KraV is gonna get level 3 in a second. It's unavoidable. He could actually contest the other merchants. He's way healthier than EnTe.
Yeah, I don't think you can go for this? I don't know. You could go to the green and just secure it without taking a risk. Lich is coming, it's halfway through. You don't want to face a Nova really because Fiends are pretty slow and EnTe has level 2 now. So the aura is there. Tier 2 unlocked for KraV as well.
Yeah, KraV realized that it was going to be kind of short on lumber. So he actually added a fourth ghoul. And I really like that adjustment. If you look at his number right now, he doesn't have a ton of it. He's going to be able to start second hero here shortly after tier 3. One Fiend goes down. That's very bad here. Not really supposed to happen. Can he get the Ogre? EnTe is so far. He's going to get it.
There we go. Okay, that is level 3 finally. Ring of Protection as well. Decent steal, but this might be very expensive. Second and Snare coming in as well. EnTe knows as the DK was poking. Not too much firepower anymore for KraV.
Yeah, because he lost the Fiend. Another one was really low, so he had to send it away. I think whatever creep gets targeted here is going to get Nova'd immediately. That DK is having a rough time this game.
Oh, yeah.
Always low hit points and getting chased.
And he used this potion already. But with the help of the aura, this Fiend should be able to survive. So is the decay. Little bit of experience for the Lich, but also not the greatest progress I've ever seen.
And this Crypt Lord hits hard. It's so easy to, like, you know, think of the Crypt Lord as like this hero that does like steady damage every game. But in this game, he actually has plus 3.6 armor and plus 8 damage. And even the HP bar actually looks the same as usual. It's just that it's way bigger in that he has over 1,000 hit points already. That guy's Francis Ngannou, heavyweight champion in UFC, man.
Yeah, I don't want to get into a one-on-one with this guy. 2 big arms and a horn, man. I would certainly lose that.
I'm pretty sure you'd lose a fight to an Acolyte, bro.
Excuse me? You've never seen me fight before, okay? Don't make any judgments before you do. Got some dirty tactics.
I love how KraV, by the way, multitasks super well. Like every time his DK comes out, he starts leveling that and just harasses with a... That's very scary Crypt Lord on his own. Probably can't achieve much with just a Crypt Lord, but if he was able to even steal one single Crypt, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Especially since he was so close to another Impale, always was threatening that. EnTe finally has a statue that's changed the dynamic a little bit. Healing kicks in immediately, so the Fiends aren't under that much threat anymore. DK creeping up now to equalize the aura, and that is so necessary. Otherwise, EnTe can do with KraV's army pretty much whatever he wants. But there we go. Claws of Attack as well. Nice addition.
Yeah, greater mana is always such a scary item because you get quite a bit of mana for it. It's great for fighting, whether it's early or save it for later on. KraV doesn't quite have the Lich third here. It only now started, so that would be a better timing for EnTe to fight because he already has his orb here. So I'm afraid that KraV overextends here and takes a fight he shouldn't be taking.
He can always TP out, of course. He never sold that. He also has consumables, but yeah, Lich is not here. Orb is not here. But he's delayed. Oh, that was a big Nova. But is there no reveal? No,
yeah,
no dust.
He didn't pick up dust. Usually when you face a Crypt Lord, it's with ghouls, and then you don't even have to go dust. But here it's with Fiends. TP, KraV, he transfers the greater healing first. It's just a really bad fight. I think he should just get out.
He has no mana. Has to burrow again. And his 2 statues are very hurt. Guess he's waiting for the Lich and his arrival, but it's not there yet.
He's TP or he's gonna lose DK. Oh! And he goes for it. And burrow the Fiend.
Ooh.
Oh my god, the DK has like 40 hit points.
Yeah, I think he wanted the Lich to come in as a surprise, but he couldn't stay in this fight long enough. And
yeah.
Statues might be a little late as well. Ooh, this looks good for EnTe now with the Dark Ranger third.
And he gets the... When he gets the Dark Ranger here, his fighting potential is like so massive because KraV's statues are like way later because he had no lumber to start everything. So he went Black Citadel first, then DK, and then he made the Slaughterhouse. So there's not going to be any dispel against Silence. DK is still under threat. And there's no more greater healing here. Crypt Lord might go down. Oh my god, he did actually Nova. And the camp goes to EnTe here. He takes that away and gets the Mana Stone.
Oh, so much mana. 500 via items. And of course, you got the statues as well. KraV, this looks a little bit like a Mission Impossible. Everything's so hurt. Silent hits the Lich, so he can't even open this fight with the Nova. Coil is also not possible. KraV trying to buy some time with an Impale, but what do you do? Now there's reveal. This leads to kills.
Yeah, EnTe is playing great against that weird style of KraV here. And they're playing Crypt Lords into Fiends. He's just playing standard with really good execution. Finally adding dust as well. He made sure he didn't forget about this time, and EnTe is just dominating. He went for the exact right timing here with the Dark Ranger that could put him further ahead. I don't see any potential for overcommitment, but if those impels start landing correctly and he loses a lot of fiends here, this could be bad, but he's out-leveled KraV.
Yeah, heavily. There's also the fiends always clumped up. He's always hitting multiple fiends at the same time, while KraV was making sure that there was one kill. DK, a little bit of trouble, still has the TP, has to go for it, actually dodges the impale, and that might have saved him the game, because when the DK dies, things go sideways real quick.
EnTe can just creep from here, and he's already got Banshee Adept training on the way. The transition's already there for KraV. There's not even a temple. He's not even on 50 supply. Very low upgrades from both players, by the way. They're 0-0, and only EnTe is about to reach +1 attack, which is another thing that is ahead in.
Cut gas pipe of insight, though, the best upgrade you can get as an undead. That, I don't know, it's not really game deciding, but it's a slither of hope for KraV.
Yeah, the further into the game you can make it with higher level heroes, the better it's gonna be as well. Of course, it's not as strong as it used to be, but synergized with statues.
Yeah.
Obviously a pretty amazing item to have, and we finally do have the temple here for KraV. And they are creeping at about the same speed right now. Yeah, they both did the red camp. KraV looking to try and go for the mercenary camp next. Try and take that away from EnTe. Usually that's one of the safe camps on the side of the map that you save for later.
Yeah, but he's making a right call. This could have been risky, but EnTe is taking his time with the laboratory, so this gives one of the biggest items on the map to KraV, and it's a Lion Horn of Stormwind, which is a nice little mini counter against the Orb of Corruption Focus Fire.
EnTe is not repairing his statues. That could actually be risky here. If they get targeted, then he's going to lose them very quick, and also he has Destroyer form, but he hasn't morphed any of them against what is like beetles, some skellies here and there. Very surprised to see that, whereas he's the only one that went for... Oh no, they both got web now.
Okay, EnTe usually a big fan of morphing as many statues as possible, and especially against the Crypt Lord, that seems necessary against beetles. But alright, Dark Ranger a little far forward, silence hits well on 2 out of 3 heroes, both statues morphed at the same time. Impale is massive, it's almost all the fiends. Focus fire on the destroyer could lead to easy and quick kills. Oh boy, EnTe, are you giving this away? 50 supply for both of them. First destroyer down, second destroyer needs another weapon, then another focus fire, but the coil arrives. But the Nova hits hard in these fights. KraV seems to be a little ahead, but the supply lead lies with EnTe.
Yeah, that was a really bad engagement for him, unfortunately. He got silenced, took a long time to finally dispel that. He lost all of his fiends.
True. Oh man. The destroyer is still in the air, so the beetles can't do anything. KraV in trouble with his decay. Little bit of help with the frost armor. And now it's KraV who has no burrow. Who has no dust.
Yeah, he has to fully disengage. EnTe on 51 supply.
Nova.
I'm slightly triggered, not gonna lie.
Ooh. That Impale finally level 2. Lich advantage lies with EnTe, of course.
And whatever camps is left now, they just go to like the player that's been winning the fights, and that's EnTe. He can do this camp here, he can go to the bottom right, do the big turtle. Banshee showing up as well, so it's gonna make his heroes a little bit more protected against Nova in particular.
EnTe has double mana stone, by the way. I think we didn't mention this yet. He found one bottom left as well. Okay, mana regen is off the charts for both of them. And now EnTe walks into the bottom right. We've seen many games decided because of an ambush here.
He's getting Cryptjack, but he has Town Portal, and he's almost done with the camp. He could actually target down that turtle and then fight. KraV needs to start landing some of those big impales here to try and come back in this. He gets the first big one.
He can't even reach the backline, really. KraV losing the Fiend pretty much immediately. The silences are wonderful. Always hitting 2 or more. Reveal being used now, but KraV's in focus fire. Has an Invo Potion, needs to use it. And does. Gargantuan Sea Turtle still up for grabs. Level 4 for EnTe. And this didn't really work out. He gets the big turtle as well. What he got?
Yeah, KraV lost another destroyer here that was webbed near the turtle, and EnTe 54 supply to 41. KraV nowhere near Crypt Lord level 5, which would be a very important level. His Lich not even 3, and he's forced to retreat here.
EnTe has a Fiend burrowed at the bottom. Gotta be careful, but KraV gotta be careful with that Crypt Lord as well. Nova might be forced into that invul very, very soon. Trying to staff, I guess. Yes, 400 gold should be easy. Yep.
I don't know. I think the item was grabbed from the lab of KraV, but there might be a few creeps left to try and take. And I think the way to come back here, like the opponent clearly already broke up keep, KraV should go to 50 supply, save for a little bit, and then break himself and then try and win a fight somehow. But it's going to be very difficult. The position that he's in, his heroes are so low. He needs to disengage. KraV, this is the one fight you really don't want to take here.
Maybe he can cover the retreat with an Impale, but that's of course mana gone. He does. Moves a little further forward, loses one of the... Oh, almost one of the Banshees. Clutch Coil. Oh, nice Nova though. He's baiting some mana, but same goes for KraV, who's using some anti-magic shields without actually saving the units.
EnTe working with +1 attacks, so is KraV, so they're equal on that. But yeah, army-wise, EnTe just has more. It's 4 Fiends to 3. Actually, it's 5 Fiends, but this one is about to run into KraV's army. What are you doing here?
60 supply for EnTe, 15 supply lead, plus XP lead, plus tech lead. KraV needs some magic here.
He needs to like work on his composition a little bit. He needs to make sure he has at least 2 statues, ideally some destroyers. At least 1 destroyer, I think, to make sure he can keep on dispelling a silence is going to be important. Because otherwise that silence is going to feel like it lasts for an eternity, even though it's only level 1, because EnTe prioritized Black Arrow level 2.
Very true. It's a very, very good skill, especially if you have the Lich level 4 who can eat these skeletons. The more HP they have, the more mana you get back, and that is a lot of skeleton HP right there, and that results in a lot of Nova. I don't see too much hope here for KraV. Maybe this creep check can do it. There is a destroyer up, but no statue on the ground. He's trying to, with hero focus, but there's a statue, and it just seems very ready.
Yeah, next Impale could be dangerous. Lich being targeted on KraV's side of things. He needs to call, but he's silenced, and the Lich goes down.
Exactly what we said, man. These silences are dangerous. And EnTe, victory sip right there. 1-0 and 1 step away from the playoffs. You're muted, Remo.
True. Good game by EnTe. KraV with a bit of a weird strategy. Fast Fiends into Crypto. We don't see that much anymore. But if you're playing this, you're supposed to kind of dodge the opponent for the most part. KraV was being way too aggressive, fought into the enemy tier 3, timing with the orb and everything. He should have played this much more evasive. Also, 4 ghouls, I think is really bad. It doesn't seem like much, but that 120 gold that you're spending, and also that takes up part of your 50 supply army, really isn't what you want to have in the late stages. Normally 3 ghouls is good enough if you manage your lumber well enough. And also that last big fight, he was way too slow with the dispel on the heroes. He didn't have anti-magic partly, but also the DK didn't use coils there for a long time when they were fighting in the bottom right when he had the Crypto level 4. KraV here definitely not having his best game, and I wonder if maybe he shouldn't play Fiends. It's very clear that he doesn't practice Fiends much. He's not as experienced with Fiend Micro as EnTe is and many other undeads are. He's usually much better with the Ghoul Gargoyle kind of stuff. His Fiend expertise here is leaving something to be desired.
Maybe he wanted to pull a little pocket strat to, I don't know, concern EnTe a little, that it's not the ghoul floods all the time. Last Refuge was EnTe's map, though he had to win this, and he did. Puts him in a very comfortable situation where there's not too much pressure on EnTe, at least for this map. If he wins it, good. If not, we still have the neutral ground coming in with Tidehunters later. But EnTe certainly looking confident, certainly looking relaxed. There wasn't much of a mistake here, or many mistakes for him. And yeah, overcommitments by KraV could cost him the playoffs. Will that happen again? We'll see on Northern Isles KraV's map. This could be the first playoffs in a long time without a participant from France. Todd, maybe it's time for you to come back.
Well, I'm here, I'm casting.
Yeah, I mean, switch the microphone.
I'm making all the way to the grand finals. What's up?
Oh, you want to cast them this time? For sure, okay.
Well, even if I'm here just talking before and after the games, you know what I'm saying.
I know. That was some good Coach Remo advice, I would say.
Well, when is it ever not? I guess when we're talking about Coinbase and crypto, yeah, but
And
in
Echo
Warcraft
Isles.
3,
Yeah.
no, I agree with him there, wholeheartedly. KraV is going for a quick Crypt Lord. Well, I haven't seen this right. He's going for a fast Crypt Lord and then dropping a graveyard.
Is this... Oh, man. I really don't like Crypt Lord 1 base Fiends, man. I have never seen that win.
It's the first time for everything, Neo. On this map, it somewhat makes sense. Like, if he wants to creep a little bit and start immediately with the Crypt Lord, he can start leveling it up before the Fiends are even out, just using Beetles and Skellies. And then once the Fiends are out, he can just keep that up. You know, maybe he'll already be a level 2. And then there's the threat of Impel against the DK. So then you just kind of chase the DK away entirely and start securing some of the big camps that you couldn't have done otherwise. So he's just trying to shut down this build of EnTe that he knows is going to be there with the fast DK into Fiends.
I was about to say, like, maybe KraV wants to fake a normal Tet Fiends, but EnTe sees the Crypt Lord right away, and he should have a smile on his face right now. This is... I don't really know what the point behind the strategy is. It's really wacky, it's unusual, and it's not really successful. But maybe KraV found a way, and he can convince me otherwise, but just from the bat, I would think EnTe has an advantage just by picking a strategy.
He's actually making ghouls. He's making a 5th ghoul right now, so...
What?
Maybe this graveyard was like a complete fake, and he wanted EnTe to misreact, but EnTe's game plan, I don't think, deviates regardless in any way. Maybe he wanted EnTe to be passive, because he's like, well, you can't harass much anyway, like I'll have a lot of Beetles and Skellies and stuff, and I can creep. Maybe he wanted EnTe to be passive, so then he could expand? I don't know. Maybe not. Hard to read. Really.
And this time, it's EnTe harassing KraV's Acolytes. Oh, there was a little bit of a misclick, I think. The coil didn't land on the Acolytes he wanted to use it on. And this is KraV under pressure. Yep. Uh-oh.
This is terrible for KraV right now.
Yep.
Yes, should we make double Acolytes? He never made a second Zig. He's actually supply blocked here once he gets that last Acolyte. But he sneaked across the map to try and take away the Cluster and Magi camp here from EnTe.
DK is about to snipe the Ogre, maybe, if he feels comfortable. And yeah, he tags with this. Tech lead is gigantic for EnTe.
Yeah. But experience is what's lacking. So now that there's a level 2 on the Crypt Lord, there's always potential for Impel, but it has no units with this Crypt Lord. This is like such a weird game. All the ghouls are back at home. He gets a second Crypt. What?
Without an expansion. Is he going Garx then? Nice call by EnTe.
It could still be ghouls as well, but why would you get it this early? Like, I don't know. I don't know what this build is.
Yeah, me neither. I've not seen it before. Maybe due to the wackiness he wants to come to success. I really don't know, man. But if things continue like this, we say goodbye to 3 playoff participants of summer in Hawk, Sonic, and KraV.
The new generation is here, Neo. They're ready to take over.
The new generation with EnTe, 34 years old.
Alright, the new wave of people that haven't been to the playoffs.
Okay,
right.
yeah, okay. Gotta be specific here. Twitch chat is paying attention. Alright, we got another skirmish right here. Experience looks decent for KraV.
Yeah, he's making gold still. It's not like he's saving gold to start Gargs immediately when he reaches tier 2, which against a Fiend opener would still be a really weird thing to do.
Yeah.
And EnTe is prioritizing Lich, by the way, when you reach tier 2 instead of starting that quick tech. But he doesn't have a third Zig, so should be the tech in a second, then maybe Slaughterhouse, and then Zig.
And maybe he's scouting. He doesn't know what's gonna hit him, right? I haven't seen any red dots moving north for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, you know, there's something crazy you need to worry about from the opponent. Like, he's got Fiends. They're really good against pretty much everything the opponent would make.
And I'm not too sure if he knows that there's so many ghouls waiting for him.
I have to think that this is some sort of frenzy play with a lot of ghouls to try and counter the fiends of the opponents, and then you just like try to have some perfect impel. But with KraV, you never know. He starts an Acolyte and he starts Lich. Okay, I think the plan might be to expand here in the bottom right now.
What a madman. He switched to a DK. Gargs are coming.
Oh, EnTe, there's a Skelly headed down there. Does he check? KraV is kind of known for doing these camps and taking those expansions. I think he's going to check. That would be such a brilliant scout. Oh, you might see the Acolyte. The Acolyte is going past the Skelly.
Oh, it was
I think
Knight?
he missed him.
It was Knight. I'm not sure if he saw this or not.
He's going to see tier 2. That's still a big... Okay, double guard on the way.
Okay, the movement gives it away now. If EnTe paid attention to the skeleton in KraV's base, he saw the gargoyles flying south, straight south.
Yeah, you see opponents still tier 2 here. Usually it's pretty clear there's some sort of expanding going on, and EnTe is currently at the expansion that KraV usually would attempt to take. Crypt Lord's just missing 4 experience to get level 4. That's a very important level, because you want to have Impel level 2 when you start fighting.
Yeah.
There's one of mana stealing as well.
Once KraV gets a Lich, it's a nice little hello with plus 17 damage. But it's a long way till then.
For KraV having cleared out that expansion, he's looking to be aggressive now because he wants EnTe not to be thinking about that expo. EnTe checks the lab, sees nobody there. He must be like, where is this guy?
Yeah.
He's either in the top left or in the bottom right right now. These are the only 2 options. But KraV will take his mind away from thinking about an expo by attacking and trying to keep him busy, trying to keep him going back to his base. And he's even going to really threaten the slaughterhouse. Uses the Scroll of the Beast.
What?
Okay, EnTe has to go back quick.
Don't tell me he's killing that. That would be such a gigantic move. EnTe wants to finish that camp because he invested the Scroll of the Book of the Dead for it. And he's actually killing that slaughterhouse. He got one statue out, but that's about it.
What are we watching? He's going to TP. He was going to run home, then he's like, wait, I'm going to lose my altar. KraV could just kill the altar and then run away.
Alrighty. Nova's ready, gets one ghoul, goes for the DK. Wait, there's no TP.
What? No.
No. No way, KraV. Knockout blow.
And in the meantime, he's taking to tier 3. He made a necropolis at his expo in the bottom right, so he can start saturating that. EnTe remakes the altar in the same location. KraV is like, am I a joke to you?
2 beetles coming in, nibbling away, this altar won't come up. He saw the opportunity with the impale and sees it. Oh, close. I think, no, 1 beetle isn't enough. That would be a huge delay, but yeah, DK is gone for a long time.
Yeah, KraV did lose a lot of units here, but it's equal in supply, and he has an expo that, even if EnTe went there and tried to be aggressive, KraV is going to get right back to work. He's going to finish that altar. Of course, you don't need an altar to instant revive, but it's so expensive to do so, and your hero comes back with mid hit points and no mana either.
Okay, altar is back, still 2 towers here. But EnTe went to the middle to get the hero, now moves back again. He's not doing too... Did he get an Ingo potion? No, he didn't. Mana's really, really, really low because KraV, I don't think, has a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, KraV doesn't have to do anything special here. It just has to run around, buy a bit of time, keep EnTe back at home, and that expansion is running the whole time. And also, by the way, the class of attack that he dropped on the red camp is very stealth, right? Because when you click on your opponent's inventory, you don't hover over every claw of attack to try and see if one of them is a plus 12.
Yeah.
So that expansion is still concealed somehow, and I don't think EnTe particularly knows about it, which is a big problem. He's sending a Skelly out.
Maybe
I think it might be finally the time where he sees it, but he's so late.
Maybe he looked at the plus 17 of the Crypt Lord and got scared for a little. Behind these attacks and the expansion and the hero kill, KraV went to tier 3. Lich is coming, Frenzy is coming, Boneyard is coming.
Of course, I mean, KraV with an expo, like what else would you go for?
Yeah, not a slaughterhouse that gives you pretty much free regen and free healing. No, go for Frostworms.
For Frostworm to give you the free win. See what I did there?
Very well done, man. That's why you're such an A-class caster, Todd.
Thank you. What do we loot here, KraV? Really hoping for some mana item.
Oh,
It's another claw.
Oh
Okay, that lead's gonna enter the game like a boss.
Yep. Yep, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage. Lich is coming. EnTe is looking at this marketplace. There's 2 more claws. But look at the mana potion as well. Heal scroll. It's a fair trade. The Lich arrives with a couple of presents. He gets a couple of presents. It's really wholesome. Undead army. Boom, baby.
The Peril of Explosives. Lich with plus 31 on level 1. Okay, dudes.
Oh, didn't know I'm casting with Insub. There's still a claw plus 9. Does he have the gold? Come on, give me the plus 40 Lich at some point, please, KraV.
He's gonna get right back to harassing that main base. I think he knows that it's not an army good to base trade. You know, I was saying earlier, Fiends is like the perfect unit. You don't need to over scouts, right? They counter air, they counter ground very well. That's why like you see them always in undead mirrors. What they are bad at is base trading, to be fair.
Yep. That's very true. Okay, this shop might fall, buys quite some time. The red spot is still available. KraV has a TP. Could just finish it, then TP. Yeah. There's also 2 towers. EnTe can't break this in little time. Helm of Valor. Pick it up.
He has a whole bunch of pools as well. Oh my god, that Lich. Look at the attack speed, look at the damage. The violence, the speed, momentum.
Okay, there's quite some damage here now on this expansion. KraV still has the time to TP whenever he wants to.
He might creep one more camp, just to get close to DK3. I think he really wanted that Frost Storm as well. He still queued a second one. Oh my god.
Wow. Okay, first one done. But he can't go higher anymore.
Yeah. He should TP soon for sure. He should save that gold mine.
Can we...
I think he's gonna TP top left of the Necropolis.
Oh, illusions as well. EnTe, does he know that this is illusions? Oh, on top of everything! Here we go, impale on the entire army. EnTe has a lot of skeletons though, and there's no dispel.
Say hello to my little friends. Frost worms all over the place. 3 of them are illusions, but there's a real one.
No, it's dead.
Is doing what they... Oh, he's dead already.
Yeah, the real one is dead. EnTe figuring this out really quickly. The illusions don't even take up too much damage. But the Lich is in a world of trouble and dead as well. Okay, EnTe, how do you salvage this without your second hero, without the orb?
Yeah, KraV's just cleaning up. He has so many ghouls. He had beetles as well. Dark Ranger is next. There is no coil on the DK, and EnTe is going to be forced to tap out. We head to map number 3.
All right. Decision time, boys. Once again, we're going full distance. And this time, I like that play much more. You know, KraV playing his crazy style, playing the Cryptplot, playing expansion, not playing so much Fiend one base. I think this suits him much better.
All right, a little bit of time to breathe, to reevaluate the strategies, and then how fitting in Group D we go all the way, as in every single match here in this group. I love this group. See you in a bit. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, the decision of the group stage. It's so nice to see it go all the way here on a relatively fast day once again. It's between EnTe and KraV to duke it out. Who's gonna take the extra $200?
And it's pretty evenly matched so far, right? First map we saw EnTe being victorious, and I think that was a pretty clear sign to KraV. Don't play one base. Don't play too predictable. EnTe, especially in the Fiend mirror, is much more practice, probably going to come out on top there. Be a little bit crazy. Go for some red cams, run across the map, and go for some expansions as well. Worms, ghouls, gargs, that's always where KraV excels. And what would be the thing to expect on our next map? And Tidehunters, our third map, is a pretty big map. The bigger the map, the better for expanding and hit and run and froststorms and all that. So, might be a pretty good one for KraV.
The bigger the map, the bigger the Crypt Lord.
Although on Last Refugee was really big as well. That was not enough, however.
Yeah.
I would love to see some more stacked glitches. That one I liked a lot here on Northern Isles, as so often. Kind of possible we have a marketplace here on one of the new maps. What's going on in EnTe's head right now after facing two very different openings?
I feel like the key when you're playing against KraV's Crypt Lord like this and he plays with ghouls is to keep tabs on his Crypt Lord, which on Northern Isle is really hard to do. I think that was even the map that Happy lost to KraV once because KraV was able to get away. So you need to go full Sherlock Holmes, you know, like you need to develop some crazy tracker skill and keep an eye on him, because if you don't, and he's able to creep even just a little bit, then he gathers all of this momentum. Now he was even able to hide an expansion on Northern Isle. When does that even happen? Like if EnTe had realized what was happening, I think he should have respected the attack a little more on his slaughterhouse, came back home earlier, and then not gotten surrounded. And then the counter attack potential would have been there to try and take out that Expo, or even he could have countered Expo himself.
Can you guys imagine EnTe in his Sherlock Holmes costume with the hat on, got the pipe in his mouth, playing the fiddle a little bit? I'd love to see that.
Elementary, my dear one.
Yeah, I think Tony, you're absolutely right. I think scouting is the name of the game here for EnTe. He needs to make sure he figures out right away when that expansion is coming, because KraV is very likely going to go for that expansion. But normally goes for it at weird timings. Honestly, if KraV now goes for the standard Crypt Lord play with a fast expansion, that might be a surprise to EnTe, because he hasn't done that yet. He always wants to be a little tricky during the tech at nighttime, blah blah. But he could also do it just right away at the start. Not exactly his style, but very strong if executed properly.
Okay, the last hope for France is KraV, obviously. He can make it with just one more map. It's the last dance in the European group stage, and we decided all on Tidehunters. There we go. There we go, there we go. And yellow once again in the upper left is KraV opening with Alta Crypt. On the other side could be the third German player in the playoffs, the third undead as well. How fitting is EnTe in Mouseboard's red, also with Alta Crypt.
Yeah, and EnTe is doing the build that's, we kind of expect him to do here with fast DK into Fiends. KraV is kind of doing, I guess, what you would expect out of him most of the time, but he has such different builds in game 1 and 2 that EnTe should just be looking to do the same as before, and he's always so good with his scouts, so he's already sending out that one Acolyte. And once he sees that he's just Crypt Lord ghouls, because it's such an easy map to expand on, he should know what's going on, and then it might be the most straightforward game that we're going to have in this match here, and I know it's very early to say that, and it could get crazy very quickly, but I think that we're going to see a standard game here.
Yeah, with KraV you never know. He could just fake an expansion and rush your base, or rush your base and expand behind that, or we really never know. For EnTe, I think it's a good game plan to go with the standard if you play it passively and know when to hit your timings. This is just very, very solid. No crazy power spikes until you hit tier 3, of course, but also no big weaknesses. You don't have to suffer too much. With DK you can steal some creeps, with the skeletons you can cause for some trouble. Fiends are always good, so for EnTe I like that he sticks with his gun.
Yeah, the question is going to be whether KraV expands or not. In their first match we saw him play very comfortably on one base. I expect an expansion this game, just because it's so easy to pull off on this map, but then EnTe he will know exactly how to counter that with the Dark Ranger second, with the push. And that was the thing that we were talking about when they played the first time, and that didn't end up happening because he was just one base style.
Yeah, EnTe, of course, coming from the undead think tank, mouse boards, and having most of his important matches in Meisterschaft also against undead when it comes to playoffs. He knows exactly what to do. This is the matchup he must focus on the most. And he saw that sacrificial skull. Oh, KraV is gonna be close. DK arrives a little too late, but almost gets the ghoul. Nice reaction by KraV right on time.
Damn, if he could, that Death Knight would have thrown his sword to kill that ghoul.
Under siege.
Oh, the skellies! He's gonna get it. Unless KraV denies. Yeah,
does.
saw that was gonna go down anyway.
No creeping. Oh, he gets almost a 4 skellies around. That's a little tricky. Hitboxes, not the greatest for these skeletons. That could be a disaster here. But he's already building a second one. Might be decent, but KraV has to clean up his home.
Yeah, he's mis-microing a bit. Like, he was chasing the DK with all of the beetles. But as soon as he's pushed this back, it's gonna be time for KraV to go to his expo. He's actually, he's already got 2 spare acolytes. Oh, he's gonna go for the turtle down there.
Whoa.
He anticipated the Death Knight movements on the top right, so he's gonna go for... And EnTe has no idea. He's waiting for KraV at 12 o'clock. He sneaked away again. Sherlock, what are you doing?
Well. Sherlock had some interesting stuff in his pipe, I guess. Not the greatest read, getting fooled by the acolyte as well. Now EnTe's on the other side of the map while KraV is creeping one of the hardest camps on this very map. Everything will be a little hurt because the sea turtles have thorns. But EnTe, it's just too late.
How does he keep tricking them like this? It's so insane. EnTe was so far away. Like, by the time he gets there, the camp is going to be fully done. He might even get surrounded immediately if he's not careful. Criplord coming in. Is there an impel?
There is. Has the Wind of Mana stealing as well. But okay, not willing to go for it. And why should he? He can just save mana, still clean this, and gear up.
From there, it's so easy to get 3 as well, because you have the threat of impel, so the opponent cannot even stick around, unless he was to buy a staff. But yeah, EnTe, the plan should still be the same. He's supposed to grab a Dark Ranger second, might choose to go for Lich, but against this, it's usually very straightforward. Dark Ranger second, you get some statues, you apply some pressure, you mix in pressure with some creeping out on the map, basically.
Yeah, that's a good description for sure. Ghouls are moving out. So if EnTe is leaving his base, these ghouls will probably punish it. And where do you even go now? EnTe is far behind in experience. That is the level 3 Crypt Lord. This series started so well, but KraV, great comeback so far. Oh! I cursed him.
You don't have a town portal, so he probably shouldn't go in. He'd do much better if he could fight on the map. Oh, I thought he was gonna move left and have some ghouls wrap in behind. He's got some ghouls getting ready to try and go for some surrounds on some of those fiends, but EnTe reacts on time to pull back. Oh my god, the fiends were almost stuck.
Whoa, that was real close. But might be going for the shop right here. Lich is about to be out. That means no potion, no new Rocks of Necromancy. He only has 2 charges left. KraV once again with a ghoul flood into a base, but this might just be feeding EnTe.
Yeah, the DK is already level 2. He's got a lot of summons. Maybe that's what's making him wanting to push. Also, that one of mana steal here. He can keep on having like max beetles out on the map at the same time. So EnTe, that was perfect for him there. The way he moved back, he's gonna save all fiends. He hasn't lost any acolyte yet. He remakes the shop in the back, and the Lich now comes out. I don't know if he meant to go Lich or if he just forgot to send something to the center. But in any case, it seems fine to have Lich here.
Yeah, hey, it's good damage. It's decent control. EnTe's a little late with the tech and the slaughterhouse, of course. This gives KraV some time to catch up in tech, and maybe this is what all of this was designed for. Graveyard seems a little late, also missing a second crypt. But the expo is starting to pay off, but for how much longer? EnTe is pushing.
And KraV has no town portal.
Yep.
So for him not to buy staff here, I think EnTe is just gonna step on Blight and click down all of his acolytes. KraV has to react so quick. He needs to buy staff right now at the shop and staff down there.
Okay, this was a cancel. Far away. New ghouls coming. EnTe, how much damage do you got? What a roller coaster this group is, man. Not only this series, every single one.
It's such a sick read by EnTe, by the way. Like, as much as he didn't know where KraV was before, he was like, now for sure you're going to creep something in the center. So if I just attack down there, kill all your acolytes, even if I have to TP after, I just have to kill maximum units, then get out. It's going to be totally worth it. He's only doing this because he had a town portal. If he didn't, he definitely shouldn't have done this, but he did. And he used that to the most of the capability here. He killed a bunch of acolytes and ghouls, and now he gets out.
Okay, mining wasn't able to proceed for a bit. Second crypt denied for a long time, but tier 2 reach, DK coming. Experience still in favor of KraV for now, and the economy is also going for him. But EnTe also not lazy in his base, got the slaughterhouse, rebuilt the shop, therefore can go for statues. But man, it's such a back and forth. Now it's KraV again pushing, and he's lining up for an impale. Split second too late, maybe.
Good job not going for it as soon as EnTe adjusted. And Death Knight almost level 3 here. We got a second creep that actually was made at the expo here for KraV. And he's gonna start creeping the Death Knight here in the meantime. He keeps on doing this. He's the only undead that I've really seen do this really well here. The creeping of the second hero while the first one harasses. He's gonna get the steal, maybe. Oh, he got the XP.
Wow, and the lightning shield as well, right? Oh, what was the item?
Oh, he already had crystal ball.
Ah, okay. DK is creeping in the north with a couple of ghouls. Nice multi-screen play by KraV once again. That is his big strength. Always has been.
He's threatening. It's so funny how one single creep lord is doing this, you know? Like, usually it'd be a keeper 3. Maybe a Farseer being annoying, but now it's actually a creep lord being out on the map and slapping away at some of these units.
Yeah, it's quite crazy. Because he's really not mobile. He doesn't have boots, he has slow movement speed, he has no crowd control really except Impale, which is too expensive to spam. So yeah, he does it well.
He is slow but agile, Neo.
Yeah. KraV has no money for the TP, but will in a second. Anti-creeping the red spot.
Yeah, KraV's doing the right thing here. Grabbing the shop. He should have a nice gold surplus compared to his opponent, so he made actually quite a few towers on the expo to make that very protected, because as much as it feels like most undead's base and expansions are very hard to attack into, when you're in mirror, you also benefit from the blight regeneration, so there's more incentive to actually step on there and be aggressive and kill the acolytes. But here, that kind of will be negated by the amount of towers on the expo.
Very true. We got Gargs coming, but they need to be in high numbers. Book of the Dead by EnTe. 2 towers up, +1 Nerup. He really wants this consumable. What's it gonna be? Scroll of the Beast? Okay. No Destroyer yet, but there is Destroyer upgrade. And once again, the Acolytes are trying their best to hold this second base together. KraV, did he buy? He didn't buy a TP.
Yeah, that is actually a big mistake here. He's taking so long time to come back as well. EnTe actually went Black Arrow, but that Dark Ranger for some reason has only been hitting the building. Keep in mind there is no town portal for EnTe, so there is some big potential here to try and force a fight where EnTe cannot really retreat very well, but he might have enough units to be confident to take the fight.
Destroyer's up, so the beetles are kind of useless. Cryptlord is level 4 though, so Impale will still hit hard. KraV buying time. Every second brings him closer to the Lich.
He's very right in doing that. Lich with Orb here is like really what he needs before fighting. Super smart. Like so many players, you know, they would be like, alright, screw this, you're attacking me, I'll fight you. No, you should just wait. Wait for your power spike. Lich with Orb, drops a Boneyard. Of course, he has Expo, why not?
Oh man, does he have the time for that? Again, no slaughterhouse, no regen?
He'll make the time.
Yeah, how though?
Unlike Remo in Cologne. Get dinner with me.
Well, I shouldn't laugh too loud.
You're also someone that could have made time.
You got the moral high ground over us, Todd, and that probably surprising for a lot of viewers out there.
No, it's normal. All right, Lich is here with Orb.
Okay, what can he do? We have frenzy.
Okay, remember,
yes.
there is no TP for EnTe. I feel like that might be a factor here. He cannot retreat.
Yeah. There's 2 heal scrolls, there's a mana potion, there's an invo potion. EnTe, how are you supposed to fight this? It's even supply. Nova hits big on the ghouls, but so does the Impale. How well can these ghouls surround? Oh, the Destroyer getting just eaten. The coil was there in time. Does he have no web? He does, but he's not using it for the longest time.
He's trying to get away here by just running, but 2 Fiends get caught and killed. The DK of KraV is almost level 3. If he can kill these Fiends and the Destroyer here, and there's only the heroes left over, that's gonna be game. He has Expo running the whole time.
Oh, Lich is surrounded. There was an invite. Oh, no, way too exposed. Can he get him out somehow? And oh my god, clutch coil again. Can he pass something? Doesn't look like it. Damage dealer out for EnTe. And it looks like this is game. The Dark Ranger surrounded as well. KraV, the Lord of the Rings in the absence of Vortex, goes for the 3rd in a row and 1 for the highlight reels. GG. KraV is in the playoffs once again under these circumstances. There you go. Oh my god. What a beautiful, beautiful moment. Shout out probably to his father.